Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you have gone through my first video lecture about the superconductors. Today I will deliver my lecture on a very well known yet important topic, that is on hysteresis and eddy current losses of transformer. So let's start. Mainly four types of losses are being observed in a transformer. Copper loss is nothing but the transformer windings I square R loss. Iron losses are observed in iron parts, that is the core of transformer, and they can be classified as hysteresis loss and eddy current loss. Iron loss can also be called the core loss. Stray loss occurs due to leakage flux and it is very less as compared to copper or iron loss. And dielectric loss takes place due to deterioration of insulating property of transformer oil or other parts or basically the insulating parts of transformer, and they are almost negligible. However, in my current lecture, I will concentrate only on the iron loss part, that is eddy current and hysteresis loss. So, first we have to know what eddy current loss is. As per Faraday's law, EMF is induced when a magnetic field is applied on a magnetic material. You all know that. As a result of which circulating current will flow if the material is a good conductor. This current is called eddy current and I square loss is contributed by this current, and this I square R loss is called eddy current loss. Now we'll go for deriving the formula of eddy current loss and check its dependencies. This is basically a 3D picture of a magnetic plate of length L, height h, and thickness T. Now the eddy current will flow in this direction shown by this arrow basically. So let us consider a thin magnetic plate of length L, height h, and thickness T as shown in the previous figure. Now this thickness here is very less than the length, and the thickness is almost negligible as compared to the height. Now a sinusoidal time varying field in the perpendicular direction, as you can see, this field will move in the perpendicular direction of the current in this way. The time varying field can be expressed as B equals to Bm sine omega t, where Bm is the peak value of flux density. You all basically know that. Now let us consider a small elemented rectangular closed path ABCDA. ABCDA. It is at a distance of x from the mid portion, and its thickness is Tx. Now this loop may be considered to be a single coil through which time varying flux is crossing. Now this is the very basic equation of induced EMF of a transformer. Now here, as already discussed, number of turns equals to 1, and the area is 2x into h. Now resistance of eddy current path, this current will flow around this. So this length of current flow will be h plus x plus x plus x plus x. That means the length will be 2h plus 4x, and area, cross sectional area through which the current flows will be L into dx, this area. So the resistance of the eddy current path can be expressed as rho into 2h plus 4x by L dx. And the power loss in the loop is E square by R. That means this expression, and since as earlier already said that the thickness is very less than and almost negligible as compared to the height, this can be derived. Now, total eddy current loss may be derived by this integration. That means integrating this to from 0 to t by 2. How this is coming? This is 0, the entire part is t. Now this portion will be t by 2, thickness by 2. After integrating, we can have this value, and the volume of this thin plate is nothing but h into L into T. So eddy current loss per unit volume can be derived as this. Now the eddy current loss per unit volume depends on these parameters. It is directly proportional to the square of frequency, to the square of the peak value of flux density, and the square of the thickness of lamination, and it is inversely proportional to the resistivity. So how eddy current loss can be reduced? First, the magnitude of current can be reduced by splitting the solid core into thin sheets called laminations. As such case, the T value, this T value will remarkably reduced, reducing the overall eddy current loss. However, each lamination should be insulated from the other by a thin layer of coating of varnish or oxide film. That to be done. The eddy current loss is also reduced by using a magnetic material having a higher value of resistivity like silicon steel. Why so? Because it is inversely proportional to resistivity. So higher will be the resistivity, lower will be the eddy current loss value. Next, we'll discuss about hysteresis loss. When the magnetic material is subjected to a magnetization force, the molecule of the magnetic material will be aligned in one particular direction, that means the direction of the force, and when the magnetic force is reversed in opposite direction, what will happen then? The molecule will also try to reverse in that particular direction, and it will cause an internal friction of the molecular magnets opposing this reversal of magnetism. As such, force will be executed, and this will cause a heating loss. This is called the hysteresis loss. Now this is a well familiar curve, the BH curve for a magnetic material. You probably all know this. However, this will be more elaborately discussed in a separate lecture. Now this figure is only drawn to derive the value of hysteresis loss. Now let the current, the magnetic field intensity and flux density all are the variant of time. So at time t, let the current be I, the magnetic field intensity be h, and the flux density be b. And after a small increment, say at time t plus dt, the current will be I plus del I, the intensity will be h plus del h, and the flux density will be b plus db. Now voltage induced in a coil is n d phi by dt, where phi is the magnetic flux and it equals to n dB by dt. B is the magnetic flux density, and you all know that phi equals to A into B, where A is the area. Now since you all know this formula, magnetic field intensity equals to the ampere turn by the inductance, so this can be derived. Now energy absorbed in time dt will be this and the volume will be this, obviously. So energy absorbed in time dt per unit volume will be this. So energy absorbed per unit volume will be integration 0 to b naught of h into dB. Now empirically it can be derived that the hysteresis loss per unit volume will be equal to this. This value of eta is basically a material constant. Bm equals to peak value of flux density. This is called Steinmetz exponent. It varies between 1.5 to 2, and for iron core its value can be taken as 1.6, and the hysteresis loss is directly proportional to the frequency. We have seen earlier that the eddy current loss is directly proportional to square of frequency, but hysteresis loss is directly proportional to the frequency itself. Now we'll solve two numerical problems. First of all, in a transformer, the core loss is found to be 52 watts at 40 Hz and 90 watts at 60 Hz. Both losses being measured at a time, at same flux density. Now we have to compute the hysteresis and eddy current losses at 50 Hz. Here the flux density is same for all cases, it is mentioned. So we all have seen that the eddy current loss can be derived as this, considering the other parameters as constant, and for constant flux as mentioned in the question, it will only be proportional to the square of the frequency, and similarly the hysteresis loss will be directly proportional only with the frequency. So here both eddy current loss and hysteresis loss and as a whole the entire core loss will be a function of the frequency only. So at frequency of 40 Hz this can be written, and also from 60 Hz this we can derive. So we are getting two numbers of linear equations with two unknown variables. From this we can easily get, after solving these two equations, the value of kh and k, and putting this for 50 Hz frequency we can easily derive the value of hysteresis and eddy current losses for this problem. This is basically a very easy problem. Now a complicated one. A 220 volt 60 Hz single phase transformer has hysteresis loss of 340 watts and eddy current loss of 120 watts. If the transformer is operated from 230 volt and 50 Hz supply mains, then compute the total core loss. Assume Steinmetz constant equals to 1.6. That means basically it is nothing but an iron core. So here in our previous problem only frequency was being varied. However, in this case both voltage and frequency will vary. So we'll see how to solve this problem. Now this is the operating voltage of transformer. This is a very well known equation. So from this, since other terms are constant here, the voltage is directly proportional to the multiplication of frequency and peak value of flux density. From this and from the given data, we can find out the relationship between the peak value of flux densities in the two stated cases. Now hysteresis loss is equal to the multiplication of frequency and bm to the power x. From this relationship can be derived, and from this we can find out the hysteresis loss in the second case. And similarly, approaching in the same manner, we can find out the eddy current loss also. Now, how to reduce hysteresis loss? Hysteresis loss can be reduced by using material having least hysteresis loop area, because the loss will depend on the area of the BH curve. Hence, silicon steel or CRGO may be used. Hysteresis loss can be reduced by increasing the number of laminations. The laminations are provided by small gap in between the plates. Now, thank you for listening. One thing should be kept in mind, that for better understanding of topics under electrical engineering, you will have to solve as many numerical problems as possible. So keep on practicing. The link of my first lecture is given in the description part. Thank you.